The sooner you have no things to do and nothing to aspire towards, the sooner the game becomes stale, and then you're one of those people on the Discord saying dead game, whatever, whatever. It's a quick cash grab without the foresight to see, no, like we need to trickle out, we need to keep a good balance in monetization so these people stay, they don't beat the game too fast, they don't get bored too fast, and we can keep the fish on the hook and have them paying for as long as possible. How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious, and I think this frickin' sucks. Let's get right into it. I woke up to several messages this morning from you guys, the viewers, members of the community, saying you gotta check the shop in game. So I went ahead, I checked for myself, and look at that, Zilitu exclusive artifact bundle. Officially, Watcher of Realms is selling us directly exclusive artifacts. I think this really undermines the gacha experience. It really kind of undermines and takes away from the fun of what we are doing here. But I understand not a lot of people are going to share my opinion. Many of you will, many of you won't. So absolutely let me know in the comments what you think about all this, if you think this is a good thing, if you think it's a bad thing. And I do want to say, I'm really speaking about if the idea in general of selling exclusive artifacts is cool with you, and that's something you like. You know, we kind of touched on this the other day when there was selling directly ancient gear. We had that Guardian pack and I believe a Wisdom pack. It was ancient gear with predetermined main stat rolls. You guys know how I feel about that. Big old L. I think this might even be a bigger L. At the very least, it's an L of the same magnitude, but I'm acutely aware not everyone agrees with me. But I want to know about the idea, not if you think the price point is fair. I honestly don't give a crap if this is $1 or $100 or $10 million. I just want to know if you like the idea of it at all. And I'm acutely aware that some people really agree with me and some people don't. Because on my Discord, the Fast and Fastidious, if you're not a member, absolutely go join. We have over 3,000 members. It's the most active, besides the official Watcher of Realms Discord over here, it's the most active Discord community in all of Watcher of Realms. So definitely get into it. You can see we've had a lot of posts already in like the 15, 20, 25 minutes, actually 25 minutes now, since I originally posted this. I really want to know what you guys think, but first I need to tell you my perspective. Before we get into that, a touch of housekeeping. It is Mother's Day. So to the mothers that are watching, happy Mother's Day. And to all you watching with mothers, share with your mother. Also, guys, I'm about to hit 14,000 subscribers either today or tomorrow, so one humongous thank you. Please subscribe if you have not yet. And now I'm officially on that grind for 15,000. I want to get there as soon as possible. If you guys have any ideas on how we can like incentivize it, do some fun giveaways, do a big celebration when we get there, absolutely let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for your support. Let's get back to it. Okay, so what do I think? Well, in general, the way I view the gacha experience, you know, I've been playing gacha games for nearly 5 years now. I think some things are kind of sacrosanct. I think some things should not be messed with and should not be monetized. I think there is a line where you cross and you've moved into hyper monetization, and for me, it takes away from the game experience. I think this is one of those things. So, you know, some things, when it comes to like stamina, so more opportunities to do things. When it comes to summons, more opportunities to get things, or in this case, maybe flawless meteorite, more opportunities to get a specific thing, it being the exclusive artifact. That sits okay with me. Obviously, it's part of the experience. I want these games to make money. When it comes to something like cosmetics, I'm 10,000% for it. I think they should have a signature skin of every single hero, if not 10 of them for every hero in the game, and sell them to everyone. I think that's the best way ever to make money. But when it comes with the competitive balance, you know, when it comes to opportunities, when it comes to chances, when it comes to bites at the apple, you know, I like to use that expression a lot, I'm okay with it, right? That can be a way for pay-to-win players to get a competitive advantage. You know, if they want to buy more stamina, if they want to buy more summons, that works with me. However, you need some things in the game that are special, that are exclusive, right? And I think that comes from the fact that we also have to go out there and summon or forge or this, that, and the other and hope to get a little lucky, you know, after positioning ourselves well and saving resources or buying resources for some people. We still have to go out there and get a little lucky, and that kind of RNG, that probability, that chance is an equalizer. So I really think it's important that things are not directly sold. Sure, you know, can you say, well, you know, selling directly the Ancient Guardian set with the predetermined main stats is the same as selling like thousands of stamina, because, you know, that's what you would get? Maybe you could convert how much stamina on average it would take to get those 3 pieces of Ancient Guardians, but it's not perfectly apples to apples. There still is some RNG, there still is some luck, and I think that's what defines these games. You know, could they just say, well, it's the same as if you were buying, I don't know, a 20,000 stamina pack? I think it'd be a lot more, but you could say that, right? And on the same token, maybe that would be a direct conversion, but some people could get those 3 pieces in 3 runs, and some people would not get those pieces in 300,000 runs. And I think that's important because that's at the core of what these gacha games are. If you want a game where it doesn't work like that, Gacha probably isn't the genre for you, and maybe that's the bigger question at hand, who knows. But I think once you just directly are saying, hey, give me money, you get this, then how far off are we from just saying, hey, I felt very lucky and very privileged. I positioned myself well by beating all the endgame content and saving up ancient summons at the time when I pulled Ardia on her banner. This was like back in December. That was really cool. Imagine if they were just at the same time selling Ardia directly in a shop. Would that sit well with you guys? And again, I don't care if it's $1 or $1 million. Is that cool to you? Like, at that point, what game are we playing? If you're just purchasing characters, you're just purchasing equipment, you're just purchasing artifacts. To me, it really devalues the gaming experience, and it honestly makes me enjoy the game less. I could be totally off base. Another example, and I know a lot of the discourse, and we're going to see in a second when we pop open the conversation I started in the Fast and Fastidious. People are still adding to it. Jenkins behind me is typing right now. But people are saying, well, the Zilitu artifact is not that good. It's not as good as a maxed out Wailing Skull, which in fact is what I have on my Zilitu right now. Sure, but some artifacts are. What if it was Hex? I was very lucky. Right now, you can only get exclusive artifacts free to play. Sure, some people, you can buy the Flawless Meteorite, but for most of us, most people aren't buying that. Basically, you grind out your Void Rift. If you're doing the hardest possible Void Rift, it's Nightmare Void Rift. You usually get enough for about 7 summons on average. It's just less than 7 summons a week at the exclusive Forge, and hopefully you get lucky, and you get Hex's Artifact, which is the best in the game, right? I was so lucky, and I know I was so lucky that I got it. It would devalue what's going on here, I think, if people could just buy this, and that's what's about to happen, in my opinion. Like, if they're selling Zilitus, why wouldn't they just sell everything? How far off are we? And would this sit well with you guys? If we just had a tab here that said exclusive artifacts, so imagine this regular bundle was exclusive artifacts, you click on it, and there's 25 tabs or 30 tabs or wherever it is, and every exclusive artifact is just available for direct purchase in a bundle for $50. Is that cool? I don't know. I think for some of you it might be. For me, it totally takes it away. It's a lot less special having gotten lucky, set yourself up, then gotten lucky, and earned your Hex artifact, then just swipe, swipe, swipe. I'm all for monetization. At the end of the day, I'm not so heavily focused on, PvP stuff, on that kind of aspect. I think for other people, this probably will sit even worse with them. I don't know. You guys definitely let me know. But I just think it really just takes away from this whole thing. And I do think that's a good example. Would you be okay if they just sold Praetus for $200 in the shop? Is that something that's cool to you guys? Maybe it is. To me, I'd probably quit the game on the spot. Actually, I'll tell if they just sell, they're like Praetus in the shop, it's over for me, man. Like, it just taints the whole experience. Like, we need some kind of moments of equalization. And that's like, hey, we all can try to go at the Forge and hopefully you get lucky, hopefully you don't. Am I wrong? Let's find out. Let's go to the conversation. We'll just highlight some key replies. I thought we'd be at the point where I could just read through everything, but there have been a lot of messages now. I guess this has been up for exactly 30 minutes. So let's see. I basically asked this. Synas said, utterly disgusting. Fastidious says, I don't mind, but I think $50 price tag is too much. It's out of line. To me, I'm talking about the principle here. Like, I don't care about the price of what it should be. I honestly don't care if it's $5 or $5,000. I want this conversation to be, do we think this is okay? To me, it really does take away from the experience. Awful deal, too much money, expensive, perhaps 25. All right, buddy. Styles is all for it. Earl says, I really dislike it personally. Seems like they're testing us with a bad artifact to see if the community will get outraged or not. I can already see them pushing out a Hex artifact. Well, there you go. Hex artifact and 3 separate purchases for Mythical Essence, right? I mean, the Hex artifact at plus 25, I mean, now the game's broken open for a lot of players, and we're getting pretty close to just being able to buy that stuff. Obviously, you're gated by how much you're willing to spend, but I mean, the chasm that exists between normies, free-to-plays, low spenders, and then big boy Kraken spenders, how much do you really want that to grow? Zinghu says that just makes PvP content even more rigged. We barely have PvP, so this just allows top 100 to be uncatchable. Viceroy, the whales will always be number 1. Seems they're going completely pay to win. Don't care really, says Diz. Game is already pay to win. People who buy this are not competing. I'm not competing with them anyway. I mean, that's a fair shot. To me, I don't care about competing so much. Like Codex is fun for me because I can kind of compete there. I've gotten some top 100s and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't know, it's like the how enriching I find, how fulfilling I find the gaming experience to be. And I think of just knowing out there they're just directly straight line selling stuff. If you're willing to open your wallet, I think that's it's kind of lame. Itor says, I think they sell Ancient Gear last time. Yeah, we touched on that. That's bonkers. You got to be nuts to buy that, says Cammy. A lot of people really keying in on the price. So that's where I think maybe I'm not in a majority here. Because to me, it's the principle, not the price. Like, if they were selling this for $1, I still would think it was scum. Like, but that's my opinion. So that's why I want to know your guys' opinion. These are all opinions, right? It's all subjective. Arcturus, shout out Dragon Slayer, says it's half the cost of a mythic artifact upgrade. Still overpriced. Yeah, he's saying that you can get the mythical essence for $100. Whale bait. If it's whale bait, it's whale bait. I think there's way better ways to monetize. To me, this does kind of degrade what the game experience is like and how fun I think it is. Datboy, expensive, but what do you expect? Best in slot. So a lot of people caring about the quality of the artifact. When you see stuff like this happen, it's very much, I think, what Earl said. They're testing it out. They're seeing what people will go for. They're setting a precedent so then they can go in with that Hex artifact, with that Valkyria artifact, the really desired ones. There's a list we could go through by the community. Virna has a very nice artifact, but it's a Hex, right? That's going to be it really transforms the character. Eventually, maybe we'll have, reworks to artifacts, and more artifacts will be of that quality, and we, again, might have a shop right here that just directly sells every artifact. And then what if it just sells every hero, and so on and so on. And if you think the idea that they could just sell heroes is crazy, then why don't you think this is crazy? I don't get it. Let me know. Maybe you don't think selling heroes directly is crazy. Matt Dorhani says, wow, just effing wow. Cassadia, not even as good as Wailing Skull. Again, I think missing the point, but that's probably on me for not communicating what I was interested in. Invasion of Taiwan is good. Oh my god, I shouldn't have. That's out. Woo! Datboy again going on, just talking all about quality. Terrible deal. Don't see an issue with putting in the shop. Yeah, okay, so there we go. I think there is an issue, so there's someone disagreeing with me, which is totally valid. Don't really care, so expensive, doubt it'll make a big difference. I think you're underrating how much people will pay, especially if it's of quality. I think every single spender would buy this if it was Hex, and they didn't have Hexes. Rajan said if it was a random exclusive, I wouldn't mind it, but with a lower price tag, able to buy specific ones, knowing Silas, Hex, and Heroes of Caliber get massive increases crazy. Yeah, if you could get Silas and then they start selling dupes of it, or you could get Mythical Essence, now that's a huge upgrade as well. Here was my clarification, mostly wondering about your thoughts on selling exclusive artifacts at all, not really asking if you think the artifact is good or if you think the price is fair. Doesn't matter if this is Hexes or Cratches, I want to know what you guys think. So again, let me know in the comments. Father Crow here, don't mind it, $50 for not even that much boost. Again, missing the point for what I was looking for, but that one's probably on me. Here's a nice one. Game is dead anyways. Cool, buddy. Then leave the Discord. Don't just come here to whine. We got Breach going, pay to win is always a bad idea, rarely ends well. Yeah, so hyper monetization, look at something like Eternal Evolution, the game just dies. You need to, okay, this is how we can end it, because you can see it just goes on and on and on and on. There are opinions from left, right, and center. You can see there's a lot of things. Is the game dying? Seems like they're milking everything. Yes, so this is what I want to talk about, and this is how we can wrap this thing up, guys. This is the important thing. So to those of you that made it to the end, let me know that made it this far, because I bet you a lot of people checked out, 3 minutes in. What I want to say is, you need stuff to aspire to in these games. So as someone that doesn't spend money, obviously my opinion is tainted because I get the diamonds, but there's a lot of things that I'm still held back on, ancient summons, exclusive artifacts, stuff like this. You're not getting that with diamonds, right? For me, it's like stamina and normal summons. So I do have a taste of that experience, but also, having played other games and hearing a lot from the community, I know about the free-to-play experience, but if we just talk about the experience in general, but through that lens, the reason a lot of people enjoy doing free-to-play, the reason I always did, the reason I feel like my experience honestly was kind of tainted and lessened when I accepted the Content Creator Awards is because it makes it harder, so the game lasts longer, because you have a longer period of time that you're aspiring to achieve stuff. If you pay a lot of money, you are going to, max out these best records a lot quicker if you know what you're doing than if you don't spend a penny, right? If you're free to play, it will take you a much longer time. The sooner you have no things to do and nothing to aspire towards, the sooner the game becomes stale, and then you're one of those people on the Discord saying dead game, whatever, right? Which is valid enough if that's their opinion. However, by just now not just beating content, but getting the rewards from beating that content as fast as possible, it's just going to make the game staler for those players even faster. So they're monetizing in the short term because some Krakens and whales, they will go for this, right? But then those big spenders are going to find the game boring faster and quit it. So they actually easily could be losing out on money. It's a quick cash grab without the foresight to see, no, like we need to trickle out, we need to keep a good balance in monetization so these people stay, they don't beat the game too fast, they don't get bored too fast, and we can keep the fish on the hook and have them paying for as long as possible. If we're really pulling back the curtain, that should be the play. A hyper monetized move like this, such a clear pay to win transition selling something like this. What if this was Hex? I bet you there's a lot of people. I mean, I know there are a lot of people like in Mad and stuff who still actively are, chasing that Hex exclusive. If that just becomes available immediately, it'd be pretty cool for them for maybe 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks when they improve their guild boss scores and then they're even stronger with their Hex. But then they're like, all right, now we got that one thing I was looking forward to. It's over. I'm going to quit the game. I actually think it can ruin the pay-to-win experience as well, because you're going to even more rapidly reach the finish line and reach the point of there's nothing I'm looking forward to. No hero can improve my account. No artifact can improve my account. And very quickly, those people are going to be like, I guess I'm done with the game. On to the next. To me, this is a huge problem, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. I am Fastidious. Again, I'm making a big push for 15,000 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe. If you have any ideas what we can do to celebrate 15K, absolutely let me know. Share this one with your mother. Happy Mother's Day. I'll see you guys real soon.
Fastidious.